Historical facts that will warp your sense of time. The end of slavery and the iPod. When Steve Jobs introduced the first version of the iPod in 2001, he changed the world. The first generation iPod, which had a storage capacity of 2,000 songs, is now on display in history museums. Slavery ended in Mauritania, the only place on Earth where it was still legal when the sixth generation iPod was released. Mauritania is commonly regarded as the final stronghold of slavery, despite the fact that it is technically illegal here. The first McDonald's and Auschwitz-Birkenau. Dick and Maurice McDonald founded the first McDonald's on May 15, 1970. On June 14, 1940, the first set of captives were transferred to the Auschwitz-Birkenau concentration camp by German forces. The development of Coca-Cola in the country of Italy. Italy formally became a country in 1861, when the numerous states on the Italian peninsula united. Dr. John S. Pemberton, an Atlanta pharmacist, developed Coca-Cola in 1886 and sold the syrup to his local pharmacy. The Spanish flu and World War I. World War I was one of the deadliest conflicts in human history, with an estimated 37 million people killed. At the same period, the Spanish flu, the greatest flu pandemic in modern history, broke out in 1918. More people died as a result of the flu than died as a result of the conflict. Martin Luther King Jr. and Anne Frank. Anne Frank and Martin Luther King Jr. are heroes and symbols who fought for human dignity and compassion throughout their lives. They were both born in 1929 and are widely regarded with the same respect and admiration. The first airplane and the first atomic bomb. Wilbur and Orville Wright successfully completed 4 flights at Kitty Hawk on December 17, 1903, gaining them the title of inventor of the aircraft. On July 16, 1945, little over 40 years later, the first atomic bomb was detonated in New Mexico. Orville Wright was still alive at the time of his death. The final episode of Seinfeld and Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra, one of the most successful performers of the 1940s and 1950s, captures the voice and flair of a former period. Sinatra passed away on May 14, 1998, the same day that the final episode of Seinfeld aired. Adolf Hitler and Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi and Adolf Hitler both lived at the same time, one as a symbol of peace and the other as a symbol of horror and murder. In 1945, Hitler died, and 3 years later, in 1948, Gandhi was killed. Gandhi even wrote Hitler a letter asking him to reconsider the war. Sylvester Magee and Disneyworld. Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida, opened to much fanfare on October 1, 1971. Sylvester Magee, often recognized as the last living former slave in America, died 15 days later in Columbia, Mississippi. Discovery of vitamins and the sailing of the Titanic. Casimir Funk discovered vitamins in 1912. That same year the Titanic set sail from Southampton, England. Overall, 1912 was a fantastic year for medical, but a disastrous year for transatlantic journeys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like. Please subscribe and I see you next time.